Well, if you thought that was extreme, you won't believe this, or maybe you will because it happened on The View. This is Whoopi Goldberg. She gave a shocking claim about how black people in our country are comparing to what it's like to live in Iran.
Let's just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay.
The minutes crawled by for the LGBTQ audience tension thick in the air until boom, Kayleigh McEnany dropped a truth bomb. So razor-sharp Whoopi nearly slid off her chair and lost her cue cards. 1 second, she's firing off smug one-liners, and the next bam, she's face-to-face with cold facts, scorching sass, and that legendary Kaibrow arch that signals incoming devastation. The studio fell into stunned silence. No coffee mug clinks, no save from the teleprompter. Just the echo of Whoopi's narrative, shattering like glass on concrete. What did Kay say to shut it all down? Let's just sit. Wasn't a clash, it was a collapse.
Has millions of dollars. Whoopi Goldberg is a famous actress. She's on a talk show, Kennedy, and it's time to educate Whoopi Goldberg. Let's meet Mahsa Amini. Mahsa Amini, we have her picture. She was in Iran, 22 years old. Didn't wear her hijab, so of course the morality police arrested her in Iran. She died in a re-education class in prison where she was physically abused by Iranian authorities. So apparently, this is where...
What do you get when you mix simmering resentment, cherry-picked outrage, and a memory that conveniently blanks on past missteps? You get Whoopi Goldberg, the undisputed queen of do as I say. Forget what I've done, daytime TV's moral compass with a cracked needle.
It's all about. Either you want it to work forward thinking, you want everybody to have the ability to say how they feel, what they want to move forward, or you don't. Or you want somebody who says, I'm going to be on day one, I'm going to be a dictator. Who says it to you, tells you, I'm going to put you people away. I'm going to take all the journalists, I'm going to take all the gay folks, I'm going to move you all around and disappear you. If that's the country you want, you know who to vote for.
Armed with more receipts than a Black Friday CVS haul. Kay stormed into the echo chamber, just when it seemed the nonsense quota had hit capacity. Whoopi, bless her contradictions, never saw it coming. She was blindsided by someone who actually did the homework. Progressive icon. Hard to claim that title when you're contradicting yourself before the next commercial break.
The groping and electrocution of their genitals. Welcome to Iran, Whoopi Goldberg, but apparently it's harder to live in this country.
Well, it's 2025. I don't know if...
You can always tell Whoopi's in trouble when Kay gives that look half smirk, all judgment. It's the kind of stare that makes producers break into a sweat and publicists start drafting apology tweets. Kay didn't show up. For light banter, she brought a wrecking ball. And it was headed straight for the shaky pedestal Whoopi's been wobbling on for years.
I would not have the privilege of being on a talk show without her hijab and talking about the Iranian regime and challenging them and criticizing them any day of the week. That is what Whoopi Goldberg experiences in the United States as a successful black woman. In fact, the laws against women especially going out and assembling in order to fight the authoritarianism in Iran, that is met with death. Like, you can receive the maximum penalty.
Let's rewind. Whoopi's highlight reel plays like a masterclass in inconsistency. This is the same woman who once insisted certain words were too dangerous to utter, because apparently crime now comes with trigger warnings, yet treats Twitter like it's a peer-reviewed journal. That was the first clue we weren't exactly dealing with a beacon of consistency.
Why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good, whoever does it. It's not good. So that's why I said you weren't saying what I heard was not what you meant.
I think it's very different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
She sits like a blend of emotional Wikipedia and your opinionated aunt at Thanksgiving, dishing out moral judgments like Oprah, handing out cars. You get a lecture. You get a lecture. But Kay didn't show up for handouts. She came armed with timestamps, a paper trail, and that bone-dry smile that quietly screamed, "I know what you said on." Yes, I printed it. Whoopi spiraled contradictions, outrage, moral whiplash, flying in every direction. Meanwhile, Kay just waited, calm and still, like a shark letting the seal wear itself out.
It's not to say that bad things didn't happen previously in this country, but on Juneteenth, where we recognize the emancipation from slavery, Texas, the last state, on this particular day, and she does this the day before, she's ignorant of the facts. I want to try to be kind because my expectation for Whoopi Goldberg is...
Kay didn't blink. She didn't raise her voice. She just delivered cool, measured responses, and that's what drove Whoopi up the wall. Was it the facts, the historical analogies, or that calm, surgical tone that quietly said, "This isn't personal, you're just profoundly wrong"? Whoopi recoiled, retreating into claims of some grand campaign of cruelty. Translation: she was losing, and badly.
It's beyond the pale, because if you can't see where we're coming from, then you have no hope for where we can go. That's as racist as anything else I've heard.
Out of comebacks. Whoopi hit the nuclear feelings button in. Old foggy story, too vague to fact check. 4 sentences, 1 shaky timeline, and a gentle, "I think your memory might be off." That's all it took. Whoopi unraveled live on air. With no co-host brave or coherent enough to save her, Joy mumbled something about waitaboutism. Sunny launched into what sounded like an AI-generated word salad. .nk. She just nodded, waited, and served up another clean slice of logic.
Packets on The View, but they need to start.
There's no question. By the way, Harris also in the last hour on her show was really brilliant on this about it being Juneteenth and about how black people in this country now can rise to be a great anchor, or they can be a doctor or a lawyer. And I don't know what Whoopi was talking about, but when she played Gannon on Star Trek, she actually was a bartender talking to people and meeting them where they live. She's not meeting...
In a last-ditch swing, Whoopi lobbed a surprise jab. Kay didn't flinch. Just raised one eyebrow, quoted a 5-year-old article, and calmly added, "You said that during sweeps week, the audience gasped." Whoopi blinked, and Kay. She didn't need a punchline silence, hit harder than any comeback. No. Forensic team needed just a clean demolition. Twitter ignited. The media scrambled for euphemisms. And Whoopi, she, went from battle mode to reading a cat food ad in under 10 seconds. But the real sting, that silence now lingers in her teleprompter like a ghost she can't scroll past.